It's time for Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that is still some wicked coffee. Good stuff. Kind of washes a lot of the Thanksgiving stuff
Todd.
down. Yeah. Hey, Tony. How are you?
How are you?
Coffee's
Radio
still a little bit wicked. I'm sorry, what?
That's great. Radio, it's time for the show.
It's time for the show. I see.
Yeah.
It's time for the show. You know
the show we do.
Every single person in America, maybe even a few in Canada, they return from Thanksgiving vacation. What did they do when they got to the plant or the office? They sat around the water cooler. How was your week? It was good. Who'd you have over for Thanksgiving? Well, the relatives. My aunt was sick. She couldn't make it, so we brought her a plate after the meal. Watch any good games? What'd you think about the Alabama upset? But here, let's start the radio program and jump back in it. Alrighty, fine. This is Wretched Radio. Hoping you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hoping that you are fighting like a nobody's business to get ready for Christmas. Is it just me? And it's possible that it is. Is it just me? Has it even become more commercialized this year than it was even last year? This is my subjective observation of the holiday season we used to call Christmas. I have not seen anything about Jesus Christ yet. Nothing. Anywhere. Not even the music in the stores. I've been getting Burl Lives, which we don't need ever again, frankly. I don't need a holly jolly anything as a rule.
I like Burl Lives.
I have just been shocked. There is nothing. The world has so taken over this holiday. To me, it's sort of like marriage. I'll tell you what. If you want to have some legal thing that you as a secular society do, knock yourself out. Visitation, insurance, inheritance, that's fine. You go ahead and make those contracts. The church will do marriage. You want to have a holiday season, you go ahead and have a winter solstice festival. We'll do Christmas. Wow, do we have to fight for it like a nobody's business? As is pretty consistent here at Wretched Radio, we will receive some emails from people asking, what do we do with all the consumerism? How do we celebrate all this stuff? What do we do? Every family needs to decide that. And there are going to be differences of opinion. And there are some people who just got annoyed at me for actually suggesting there could be differences of opinion, and I understand that totally. But I don't think that the current symbols that a Christian can incorporate have pagan roots anymore. So I think if you want to have a Christmas tree, then have a Christmas tree. If you want to do the present thing, you can go ahead and do that. I think it's up to each family to figure those things out for themselves. But, wow! Do we ever have to battle to make it about Jesus Christ? Wow, are we overwhelmed with messages? When did giving somebody a brand new car with a big red bow on it become the norm? When did that happen? Do you remember when car commercials first began at Christmas time? It was kind of a joke. Like somebody's really going to give somebody a Lexus. Well, apparently somebody did. Because now, and it seems to be mostly high-end cars, that's a Christmas present? And it has nothing to do with Jesus, which is why, once again, I know this will seem like the world's greatest understatement. It's a good thing I am not God. Because even if you disagree that December 25th is the correct birth date of the Savior, even if you do, it is a holiday that the church recognizes. And it has become so corrupt. How can God stand it? Oh, the patience of God. Oh, man, how he puts up with it. How he puts up with all of us, frankly, but wow, how he doesn't just blot out the place. I would, which is why it's a good thing I'm not God. Friel, there's no danger in that ever happening. And speaking of events that happen over Thanksgiving, apparently, besides selling cars on TV, Alabama losing a football game, I have to confess, I kind of enjoyed it. Just saying. I just kind of enjoyed that a little bit.
You're not alone.
Yeah. It's fun to Alabama normally they've got this knack. They come out of no matter how far behind they might be in the first half, they are able to regroup, come up with a new strategy and just mop everybody up. Didn't happen. Pretty fun to watch. Some people who seem to be relatively full of their abilities kind of get knocked down a notch. See, one more reason it's good that, see, that's me. That's good thing I'm not ruling the universe. Now, in my mind, I grant you there are moments, okay, frankly, most of the moments where I think that I am, hence my big problem, but I don't. One of the big issues that I saw over the holiday season, there were little political chat going on. I know that I have not been following politics as much as many people do. I grant you that. But I've noticed an awful lot of people throwing their hat in the ring about accusations that are being made against people. What is my take, not being the creator of the universe? What is my take on it? Here it is. Are you ready? Here's my take on the whole Roy Moore thing.
Mm-hmm. Should have had a cricket in there.
Yeah. Pretty much
a winter cricket.
First of all, I don't have to vote for the fellow. So it's not really something that I see myself being concerned about. What I do find fascinating, though, are the number of people who are pontificating about what actually happened 30 or 40 years ago. I just find it rather amazing. I also find it rather amazing that I'm watching Roy Moore, if I understand it, is a Southern Baptist fellow. He's been attending his church for a long time. His local pastor is standing up for him. Now, by the way, just so you know, I'm not making any comment on what did or didn't happen. This is not my point at all, so please don't misconstrue it. But his local pastor is saying he's a man of integrity. I can't imagine any of these things happening. And then you've got other Southern Baptists who rarely, if ever, will criticize somebody in their midst for being a theological flake. Never say mum or boo about that, but they're willing to render a verdict on what Roy Moore did or didn't. So we'll throw a Southern Baptist under the bus for political reasons, but we won't ever talk about a fellow Southern Baptist for theological errors. I'm a little perplexed by that. What do I think Christians should do? I think Christians should figure it out. I think it's up to people in Alabama to figure that out. I think it's up to people to try to discern as best they can what they think the situation is and vote. The end. I don't know. Now, I do believe that this does afford us an opportunity to sharpen up our message as the church. How do we respond to these things? I do believe that we should be exceedingly open to letting women confess that something bad has happened. And that we shouldn't render these oh, no, we're innocent until proven guilty. It's more nuanced than that. Of course, we believe somebody is innocent until we've heard both sides of the story. But we want to be sensitive to women. I get that. I totally think that we need to sharpen up and be better at that. But there's another side to that coin. That's one ditch. The other ditch is throwing the accused under the bus. Do you know in Great Britain the libel laws are different? In Great Britain, the reason that you don't see as many of these accusations being made, in America, if you are accused, you have to prove you didn't. In Great Britain, if you accuse, you have to prove that the person did. Do you hear the difference? Now, whether you think it's better or worse, both cases, you could argue both sides if you want to, but the difference is fewer people are accused in Great Britain than in America. And again, I don't know if it's a better or worse system. I'm just telling you what the system is. In America, you have to prove that they're lying. If you make the accusation in Great Britain, you have to prove that it actually happened. There's a higher bar to jump over in Great Britain. Which system is better? Let me just tell you my opinion about that too. Good coffee. Thank you very much for watching one segment. You can listen to 3 more, well, if you can stomach it, for free at wretched.org, iTunes, Android, whatever your listening device is. If you have a plate in your head, you can pick up the program from anywhere around the world thanks to the ongoing monthly support of our gospel partners. Should you be one of the people who has listened to the program for an extended period of time, meaning more than once, would you please consider becoming a gospel partner so we can continue to proclaim the good news of the gospel? Simply visit wretched.org.